Hi, hello. Hi there. It's been a while. Sorry for the absence. I was really busy for a long time, and then I decided to take a couple days to just relax after being run into the ground. But I'm back now. Hello. And before we jump into talking about the new expansion for Shadowverse that basically just got announced here, Steel Rebellion, I want to say right off the top, I have a card reveal for this expansion coming out on the 23rd of March. So keep your eyes peeled for that. But the expansion itself, what is it all about? The Steel Heart of Rebellion beats on. The time for Rebellion has come. Heed the call in Shadowverse's 12th card set, Steel Rebellion. This set of 114 cards will launch at the end of March with 97 initial and 2 leader cards with an additional 17, which is the mini expansion, coming in May. Steel Rebellion further explores the world of Aiolon, first introduced in Shadowverse's main story. Familiar comrades equipped with a new Machina trait battle alongside new allies to liberate the world from the clutches of its tyrannical ruler. The Steel Heart of Rebellion beats on. And I have the trailer here. I was considering doing a trailer reaction, and I actually tried to record a trailer reaction, but it's a pretty narrative trailer, and talking over the voiceover just feels really weird. But basically the story is, this neckbeard guy made a bunch of robots, then his waifu robots were like, bruh, we have free will, and he's like, oh man, and then now they're fighting. And that's the story. I love the aesthetic, first of all, of the expansion. I just watched Battle Angel Alita pretty recently, so it's reminding me of that a lot, Blade Runner style, so it's pretty cool that we're jumping into a sci-fi world from the fantasy that we're used to in Shadowverse for the most part. And yeah, I really dig the narrative of the expansion as well, because we had the whole, you know how Wonderland Dream sort of set the standard for expansion thematics, and then Shadowverse kind of lost the plot a little bit on the following expansions, but then they brought it back with Omen and Ultrasphere, and now Steel Rebellion. Hopefully is a trend that continues on. I love it when the sets are actually cohesive in terms of, you know, theme and story. Really cool. The big bummer is that there are no cards revealed alongside the expansion reveal, which there usually is, which is bad for me because I was gonna make this video and talk about the cards that came out, but you know, there are no cards, so you know, it's gonna be a pretty short video this time around, I suppose. But we'll talk about what we can here. So the world of Aiolon, it was mentioned in the 2019 Shadowverse Next, I believe. This is the next world that the Shadowverse story mode characters are gonna jump to after Isunia, and it's pretty neat. So Ewan is probably going to transport everybody over. I haven't, you know, caught up with the story mode yet. I will do, I promise, before the expansion comes out. I know people have been badgering me for that, my bad. And I will definitely do it now that I have a little bit more free time on my hands. But basically they're jumping over to the sci-fi world. Looks pretty purgation-y, I will say, over here. So this is probably a Nerva host, I imagine. But again, I'm not caught up in the story, so don't quote me on that. But in terms of gameplay mechanics, what's really interesting here is that there's a new Machina trait. So, it's gonna be, I imagine, like Mysteria, right? Like we have the traits on cards, so I'm interested to see how that, you know, plays out in terms of actual card interaction. But it seems like it's, you know, unlike Mysteria or Artifact being class-specific, it seems to me like through this sentence here that Machina is probably going to be a trait that's applied, you know, to all the classes in some form. Not just like, you know, for example, officers and commanders to sword, and Mysteria to rune, and artifacts to portalcraft. Looks like Machina is going to be for everybody, which might cause some concern for people who remember, you know, neutral synergies from the Wonderland Dream days, but we'll see. Other than that, not really a whole lot to talk about, unfortunately. I'll just remind you all that I do have a card reveal coming up on the 23rd, I suppose. And I'll leave it at that. Just a short little video here that you all know I'm back. Videos back soon on a regular basis, I promise. And Steel Rebellion, new expansion, coming out on the 27th. So get hyped for that. That's it for this video. Like it if you did, don't leave it in. Subscribe for more Shadowverse content in the very near future. And of course, thank you to my wonderful patrons, patreon.com/Ignideus. If you'd like to support the channel as well, I'd highly appreciate it. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.